back, baby! The boys are back in town. I'm Renegade Operative, and I'm doing something a little different for the Resident Evil Mercenaries tier list. Now, for RE4, which is linked in the description if you haven't seen it, I made that scripted. I decided to do this off the cuff and see what kind of ideas and amalgamations and opinions that I have on the Mercenaries ranked characters and their abilities, attributes, guns, loadouts, etc. How do I feel about them in the meantime with my hardcore and raw feelings on the subject? So first and foremost, I'm going to try to make this efficient. If you have your own list, I will link this tier maker in the chat. And without further delay, let's begin with default Chris, BSA Chris, D tier, because just a basic handgun and shotgun. While Chris does have some decent setups and he can execute and stuff like that, stomp on the head, that's always nice to prevent the Plaga from emerging. His loadout is just not good enough to warrant anything higher than a D, because once again, it's just a lot of handgun bullets, base handgun, the base Beretta, and shotgun, which I thoroughly despise, and it's not enough to take out, you know, bosses with ease compared to this guy right here, which is Stars Wesker. You know what it is. You knew he was going to be S tier. He has the Hydra, he has the Magnum, he has the, you know, versatile loadout with the handgun, he has his own like fucking samurai edge and shit like that. Great setups with the Cobra Strikes, which is what you'll basically be doing during the entirety of the time you use this character on Mercenaries. You will be also using the Hydra to thin out the herd, whether it's a bunch of enemies, Magini, and also any sub-bosses that are lurking in the area that happen to be down the barrel of that gun, and they die in like 2 or 3 hits. Yowza, is fucking ridiculous, and I just live for the moment with using Stars Wesker. Best character, one of the best characters in Mercenaries by far for Resident Evil 5. Next, we're gonna do Midnight, and Midnight is, you know, people say he's on the same level as Stars Wesker, but I'm gonna put him in A tier because I feel like the problem with Midnight is that while he has the handgun for setups, yes, he could do the Cobra Strikes efficiently. Headshot, Cobra Strike, headshot, Cobra Strike, and get the seconds up in the clock, and he's efficient that way, while also having the big ass, you know, Smith & Wesson, big ass Magnum 44, 45, 46 Magnum that can blow people away to Kingdom Come. It's just not enough. Like the proximity mines and all that shit, it's just not as good as Stars Wesker. He doesn't have a shotgun, so he can't thin out crowds like I want him to. And you know what, I think he has a stronger Magnum in the process, but that recoil on that Smith & Wesson, holy shit, it's just, I just prefer Stars Wesker. I think he's the stronger, easier variant of the two, and he has a little bit more versatility to handle over Midnight. While Midnight is good, he's a setup god. Just, I gotta put him in A tier, man. So this is the Chris with the zebra outfit, Safari, right? Okay, let's think on this. Safari Chris, he's not as bad as default Chris, but he's not that good. While it's cool, he has like 2 RPGs that can destroy any sort of boss enemy. On the tail end of that, I just feel like he needs a little bit more. And then he has the the handgun and shotgun, I believe. He's not a bad character, but compared to the other people that are on this list that have like better setups or better guns or better loadouts, it leaves a bit to be desired, of course. Like there's some stages where in terms of duo Mercenaries, he definitely excels at, when you have a partner and say, hey, take out that RPG, take out that guy, and whatever, walking around. But yeah, it's just, he's the definition of just simply okay. Next up is Stars Chris. Oh my god. So I I would say it's on the same level. Now, I can't let my bias get to me. I love playing Stars Chris. I really do. It's cool. He has the Magnum, which, you know, if you're reloading that thing, it takes a while. But he also has the grenade launcher with the electric rounds, I believe, and he also has a machine gun. I love using this character a whole bunch, but I think C tier is perfect for him because, you know, the Magnum is going to be, you're going to be trying to kill bosses with that. It's going to take a while, obviously. It just can't detonate them and kill them in one hit, just like the Safari Chris can do. But it feels like because of the machine gun, you can handle a lot more around you a little bit, as opposed to just having a handgun and doing all these crazy setups, you know. And then Safari Chris has a shotgun. Offset that, this one has the electric grenade launcher. You can use grenade launcher rounds to sort of thin out herds and stuff like that, and acid rounds, freeze rounds, whatever you find. Obviously that's a benefit, but I don't feel like he's anything more than a C tier. I really don't. And like I said, I love using that character, but I gotta be honest. Next up is BSA Jill. Oh, this is a tough one because her handgun is completely fucking, that thing stomps. I would say that thing just stomps ass with the damage and instant headshots. And Jill has like really great setup, so she can sit on someone's head and snap their neck, no problem. One handgun shot to the head, get those combos out, no problem. Her moves are like very fast and efficient when doing those detail setups, and you know, the double knee that will, you know, kill them on the ground. But the problem is she doesn't have proper boss killers, and remember, boss killers are weapons in Mercenaries that will absolutely obliterate a boss, no problem, or at least deal with them in large hordes, you know what I mean? And I feel Jill does not have this with just, you know, it's cool she has like flash grenades, that's fine, that's nice, you know what I mean? Which is, that's something that makes her a little bit better than some of the chosen ones below. But I just feel like her MP5 is not good enough. It's not versatile enough. It's not great enough. But her handgun is so damn badass, and setting up with that I have to put her at B tier. Next up is normal Sheva. So I believe she just has a shotgun and the submachine gun, which puts her on the same level as Chris, default Chris. The BSA default characters just suck outside of BSA Jill. Like, it's just interchangeable. Like, that little pipsqueak machine gun ain't gonna do shit. You know what I mean? You might get some decent Magini down, but just, she doesn't have proper boss killers. Her setup is just like, these two characters are just very weak in the game, and it really shows. Same goes for clubbing Sheva. Just puny little AK. I think she has a sniper rifle, you know, I'm just assuming here, but I don't think she was that great. I will do a solid, I don't know if this is gonna be criminal, but we'll see. But I'm gonna at least put Tribal Sheva in B tier, and that's fair. Like, I was gonna go lower with that. I was gonna say C tier, you know, not really a lot of viable weapon options, but maybe I'm wrong, because once again, she gets a bow and arrow, and that bow and arrow will kill a Magini in one hit. But the problem is, like, sometimes you smack them with the bow and arrow and then you hit the head, and then the plaga comes out. It's like, oh god, tentacle, you know what I mean? I meant to say tentacly, but tentacla, you know, that comes into the equation. So yeah, I think she has a grenade launcher, which is, you know, decent. The one hit kill to the chest Magini thing is awesome, but when sub bosses like roll around and they say, hello fam, we're coming to fuck your day up. I just don't think she's that versatile in that department. You're mostly gonna be doing fine with her on duo with your partner character. You know, she racks up one hits, then the other partner character will go around and do other stuff. She doesn't have setup potential, but like I said, the one hit kill bow is the benefactor there. Josh, where does he go? Suplex City, bitch, where do you go? I would say S tier. I like Josh a lot. His melee moves are some of the most devastating things in this game. Drop kicks, spinning lariats, you know, all that stuff. Whatever he does, I think Barry is the one that lariats. So fuck it. But still, like, you know, elbow drops and fucking body slams and one hit kill Plaga preventers, because once again, you know, it's going to be important in Mercenaries to prevent the Plaga from coming out, and the Josh Plex, as I call it, the big giant Brock Lesnar Josh suplex, is something that prevents them from coming out. It has decent like hammer blows and stuff like that, and you know, he's stuck with the Beretta, but he has the shotgun, and I think he has like one rocket launcher on his person, so he's all around. Like, he could deal with a sub boss no problem. He has crowd control to him. He could deal with multiple enemies with a shotgun, and then he has the handgun for setups. So Josh is perfect. Next up is Battlesuit Jill, and I'm gonna put her in C tier, and I think that makes the most sense. Now, she's stuck with the submachine gun, which is poor in RE5, and I don't like that. So you could possibly do some setups with it, but it's just meh. You know, the damage on that thing is just meh. And the main thing you're going to be utilizing her for is the PSG-1 for cover. So that means her boss killer is not really that substantial compared to everyone else on this list. And you know, she doesn't one-shot people unless you do a distinctive setup. She's kind of weak, to be honest. Like, just okay, you can get by with this character versus the ones at the D tier. Heavy Metal Chris. So this is the Chris with the giant Gatling gun fanny pack on his back, and he has the stun baton, and that's always fun. Like, I'm biased for Heavy Metal Chris as well. Like, I'm super fucking biased to this guy because I like doing stun baton setups for days, electrocuting like a bunch of enemies, doing setups on them, and knocking them all out and getting a bunch of like time bonuses because of this. Okay, like Chris, this Chris, if used right, is a monster, but it's hard to recommend him because that Gatling gun, like, it feels like toilet paper to me. It feels weak. It like, that's the only thing that's preventing him from being any higher. I don't know if he's any worse. I would say he's a little bit better than at least Zebra Chris. Like, he's definitely better than him in terms of handling setups, because, well, no, I would say, I retract that statement. He's better than Stars Chris for handling setups, and Zebra Chris has the 2 RPGs and the shotgun, so he has better crowd control. Yeah, that's the notion that I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, baby. So I don't know. I have no idea. Just, I would put him on the same level. I say he's C tier. Like he's not the best Chris variant in Resident Evil 5, and he kind of is hurt a little bit by that notion. Now I'm trying to remember Fairy Tale Sheva, because I did not use her a lot, but from what I remember, I know she has a Magnum. I 100% remember she has a Magnum, and she has a very versatile machine gun, and she has a lot of stuff. So just from memory alone, is very, very vague, but I'm going to do this anyway. I am going to put her in A tier because as far as I remember, she had a lot of arsenal and stuff to her, and she could deal with a lot of stuff. And you know, Sheva's not bad in terms of like the down plaga prevention with stabbing them in the head and preventing them from coming out. So yeah, it's just Sheva with better weapons and better loadout to my memory. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll go back and check. But I believe Fairy Tale Sheva, and I think this one, Business. I think both of them are actually great because it's the same sort of circumstance. So I'm just gonna put them in A tier, just because, just from what I remember. I'm not a big Sheva main, but I do have some vague memory of them. Rebecca. Okay, so mostly her stuff is the MP5, and you're going to want to get setups. You have a lot of healing items because, I mean, Rebecca Chambers, nurse, duh. So she has a lot of first aid sprays from what I remember, and the MP5, and you're gonna be doing mainly the setup where you shoot him in the head, and then she pulls out the pesticide or whatever the fuck that is, and then she sprays the Magini with flames, and everyone's all crying and then burned to a crisp like a piece of chimkin. Where do I go? Where do I put her? So she's not high tier based on the MP5 alone. That's the problem. Her setups are good, but the loadout is just not enough. She's a good healing support if you have like a partner, and that's actually pretty good. I wouldn't say she's worse than like Heavy Metal Chris or anything like that. I think she's in the right hands. She's like a little bit better, so I'm gonna put her in B tier. You know, she's pretty cool, but not outstanding. Barry Burden, you already know what it is. If I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. If you played Mercenaries, you know how overpowered this man is. Great handgun, great sniper rifle, fucking Magnum. His every setup that he does mostly kills Maginis in one hit. The Barry headbutt is one of the most devastating moves in sports entertainment today. Yeah, baby. You're going to be using that thing like white on rice and headbutting every single Magini that you see in order to get the combo bonus and do setups with the handgun. So Barry Burton is overall one of the most solid characters in Mercenaries, and you should, if you're playing for like top scores, you could pair him with Stars Wesker and sweep the floor with everybody. It's that devastating of a combo, and I wouldn't have it any other way except Legione S tier, because her setups and her moves and maneuvers and the ability to like just consistently combo off her moveset and the handgun that she has with the multi-fire is good. She can inject Magini and blow them up and crazy shit like that. She could do a super bitch slap and just completely destroy them. Constant kicks, you know what I mean? She as far as I remember, I think she does have AK-47, a machine gun. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. But I do know that handgun is going to be the basic principle there. I think she has a grenade launcher too, so she can handle crowds, bosses. She's just really good. And her little finisher or whatever, when a boss is stunned, executioner, I think she can kill it immediately. Yeah, just she's fucking good. Like I'm just sitting here pondering, but she really is a great character, and I would put Chris right here. I put this Chris right here because I think his main draw is the Hydra, as far as I know. I'm not sure of his other guns, but I don't think it's as high as any of these other characters as far as his loadout goes, but you know, the basic moves still apply, and I guess the basic setups still apply as well to that version of Chris. But just Josh, Stars Wesker, BSA, not BSA Barry, that's fucking Revelations 2. I'm talking about some other shit. I'm talking about some entirely other shit. Stars, Barry, and Excelligione are the top tier characters that you're going to be using, and everyone else is just like kind of on the collapse level, and they vary from person to person. Now, if your list is any different, tell me in the comment section below. I think that's the end of this video for sure, 100%. Bueno, I will see you guys next time. You know what I mean? I've done 2 tier lists as far as this goes. At the time of this recording, I did RE5 and I did RE6, and I, you know, try to have some fun with it, you know, have a little bit of gusto, pizzazz. So if you really like this video, if your list differs, tell me in the comment section below based on loadouts, abilities, setups, time, like capturing bonuses, and I would love to hear from you. You know what I mean? I've been playing Mercenaries for years, so I figured I might as well just do something random, fun, and dumb, and you know, this applies. So if you liked the video, please like it, share it, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.